Hey, it's Jess from thiscraftyheart.com here on the Kat Scrappiness YouTube channel, and today we'll be making a beautiful high-impact card that's surprisingly easy to put together thanks to some great products from Kat Scrappiness. To start my project, I'll take a piece of Kat's Color Studio cardstock in the color Nightfall. I've cut it down to a US A2 size. Next, I'll spread a thin layer of Kat's rainbow glitter mousse all over it. I adore this glitter mousse. It spreads so smoothly. It's soft like whipped cream. It dries quickly. It doesn't shed glitter at all. It also comes in a bunch of really beautiful colors, and it stays flexible once it's dry, so it doesn't crack or flake off. As you're spreading the mousse, if you find that you need to hold your paper down, you can just put a finger down in the middle of your piece to hold it down. We'll be doing some die cutting on this piece, so we won't be using the very middle of it. A thin coat is really all that's needed because it is so glittery. Once I'm happy with my glitter mousse application, I'll scrape off any excess and I can return it to the jar. When I do that, I like to kind of press that excess that I'm putting back in the jar down into the other paste. I feel like it helps keep that little bit from drying out, but there's no science behind that. I'll set my glitter mousse cardstock aside, and then I'll clean up my glass work surface right away. I just use rubbing alcohol and a flour sack cloth to clean my glass mat, and I put my spreader tool into a tray of water that I keep next to my desk until I can get to a sink to wash it thoroughly. I know that I could probably use a razor blade to carefully scrape it off of my glass mat if it dries, but glass mats can scratch, so my preference is to clean it up before it dries. Once my work surface is clean, I'll grab an A2 size piece of my favorite white cardstock, Kat's 120-pound white. It is just so good. I'll do some quick and messy ink blending here using distress inks in picked raspberry, twisted citron, and wilted violet. Since this is a larger space, I'll use my big fluffy blending brushes just to cover the space quickly, and I'll be doing sort of diagonal stripes, heavy on the sort of. And no need to worry about the bottom 1/3-ish of this cardstock. It'll get covered later with our glitter paper. We'll also be covering up our ink blending later with a darker ink, so I'm not too worried if my picked raspberry and twisted citron overlap and make an orangish brown, or if my blend isn't smooth. When I blend my wilted violet, though, I will tap off some of the color because I don't want it to be too dark. I know that doesn't make sense now, but I'll explain more once we start with the darker ink over the top. I'll clean my work surface up again, then I'll bring in a navy blue ink and a sponge. This is just a round sponge that I've cut into fourths. I'll pick up some of that dark blue ink with my sponge, then I'll swipe it up and down across my cardstock. A word of advice, don't get carried away with your navy blue ink. You want it to be somewhat dark, but you also don't want it to be so dark that your Nightfall cardstock gets completely lost on it. That's why I didn't want my wilted violet ink to be so super dark. Periodically, I'll grab a scrap of Nightfall cardstock and just make sure that it still stands out against my background. My vision for this part of the card is that it looks like the northern lights in the night sky. Once that looks how I want it to look, I'll set it aside, then I'll clean my work surface and we'll do some die cutting. Off camera, I've cut the deer and the tree silhouette from Kat's Crafters Essential Winter Dies. I love this die set. The pieces by themselves can be used in many ways. I mean, who doesn't sometimes need a stitched hillside die? The deer and the trees can be used all year round, but when you put them all together, I think they make a lovely, elegant winter or Christmas card, especially if there's glitter involved. I'll set my die cut images aside and grab my inky background. I've got some shimmery white watercolor paint and an inexpensive fan brush that I'll use to splatter the background to look like stars in the sky. I'll carefully set that aside to dry, then I'll clean my work surface again. Once that's dry, I'll grab my splattered background, my die cut reindeer and trees, and my glitter background. Mine isn't 100% dry, but it's dry enough for this step, so I'll go ahead and put all of those pieces in my splatter box. Next, I'll add some white splatter medium to all of my pieces. The shimmery watercolor on the sky with stars, and this white splatter is meant to look like falling snow. Then I'll set the entire box aside to dry. While those pieces were drying, I thought it would look really neat to have a moon behind my deer. If I'd thought of it before, I could have masked off an area for my moon, but since I didn't, I'll grab some white acrylic paint and a domed foam blending tool. I'll just put a little dot of paint on my glass mat and pick it up with my foam. I'll kind of move the paint around until I get the paint into a circle on my foam, and then I'll dot it onto my background. Now, once I have a circle, I will stop no matter how tempted I am to keep messing with it. It's kind of like trimming your own bangs. It's easy to get carried away trying to make it perfect, and the next thing you know, you've got a mess. I went ahead and tossed that foam into my tray of water so I can wash it out later and use it again, and then I'll clean my work surface. My glittered, splattered piece of Nightfall cardstock is dry now. You can see my fingerprint in the middle of it, so when I do my die cutting, I'll make sure to cut my hillsides around that spot. And then it's time to begin assembling. I'll glue one of the hillsides directly onto my background. I'll also glue my trees down directly, but before I do, I want to make sure I like how it will look once I add the second hillside and the deer. So I kind of place those pieces down and then I glue my trees down. I'm fairly generous with my liquid glue where the trees will be sitting on the glittered cardstock. So while that dries, I put down a heavy acrylic block and let it sit while I apply foam tape to the other hillside and foam squares to the deer. I'll add some liquid glue to the foam on my hillside so I have a little float time to make sure it's straight, and then I will press it down. Next, I'll place the deer so the moon shines behind him. I wanted the glitter pieces to look like the moon was reflecting off the snow at night, so I'm really glad I added that moon. For my sentiment, I stamped season's greetings and best wishes for the new year from the Christmas greeting stamp set using the same dark blue ink that I used for my sky onto white cardstock. I trimmed it close, then I adhered it with thin foam squares plus a little liquid glue since the glitter cardstock is so textured. I thought I was done, but I just couldn't resist the urge to adhere some sequins from the clear solid confetti mix using my Kat Scrappiness white crystal embellishment pickup and poker tool. These sequins are just so pretty and they reflect the light so beautifully, and I think they are just the perfect addition to this card. I ended up adding about 9 sequins of varying sizes sprinkled throughout the card. Okay, last thing, I promise. Even though those hillsides have pretty stitching around the sides and the bottom, I thought this card would look extra pretty with a thin white border around it. So I trimmed about 1/8 of an inch from all 4 sides of the card using my rotary trimmer. Then I glued it to a white A2 size card base. Since I've got some dimension on my card and I can't set a heavy block on top of it while the glue dries, I just kind of press all around my card to get it to adhere. It's also been extra humid here lately, so my glue is just taking a little bit longer to fully stick. But once it does, I am finally truly finished with this card, I swear. As always, thank you so much for sharing part of your day with me. I truly appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed our time together. Don't forget to like this video, drop a comment below, and subscribe to the Kat Scrappiness YouTube channel for lots more crafty inspiration.